Hi, I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. I thought today we could look some more at this book with 100 facts on ancient Rome, if you want to. Let's see, we looked at this before, and we left off, I marked the page. Here we go, Ruling Rome. This book's kind of fun. It has a lot of interesting information in it. Let's see. Rome used to be ruled by kings. According to legend, the first king was Romulus, who came into power in 753 BC. 6 more kings ruled after him, but they were unjust and cruel. So let's see. We have a Roman coin showing the Emperor Constantine. And here is a picture with senators, were men from leading citizen families who had served the Roman Republic as judges or state officials. They made new laws and discussed government plans. In 47 BC, a successful general called Julius Caesar, I wanted to say Julius, I don't know, declared himself dictator. This meant that he wanted to rule on his own for life. Many people feared that he was trying to end the republic and rule like the old kings. Caesar was murdered in 44 BC by a group of political enemies. After this, there were many years of civil war. And when he was murdered, it was known as the Ides of March. And I did a video about the Ides of March. In 27 BC, an army general called Octavian seized power in Rome. And here's Octavian. He declared himself first citizen and said he would bring back peace and good government to Rome. He ended the civil war and introduced many strong new laws, but he also changed the Roman government forever. He took a new name, Augustus, and became the first emperor of Rome. What do we have here? People could go to the public gallery if there was an interesting case that they wanted to see. So this is... The Romans were proud of their laws. Everyone in Rome, from emperor to the poorest beggar, was expected to obey the law. Roman laws were strict but fair. Everyone was considered innocent until they had been proved guilty in an open trial. Due process. I added that part. It's important. So I guess this is the kind of judges and juries. Is that? Hold on. If the person accused of crime refused to go to court, the prosecutor or person accusing them could use force to make them go. This could lead to fights. This is a lawyer called advocatus, like advocatus. These lawyers were called in for serious cases to speak on behalf of the accused person. The first rules of the Roman legal system, or don't talk about the Roman, were recorded in 450 BC in a document called the 12 Tables. The Roman system forms the basis of many legal systems today. And here, these people could come up here and watch as they hashed out. What does this say? I don't believe it. Some Roman emperors were mad and dangerous. The Emperor Nero was said to have laughed and played music while watching a terrible fire that destroyed a large part of Rome. Yes. Playing while Rome burns. In the army. So here we have a fight going on. Being a soldier was a good career if you did not get killed. Roman soldiers were paid and well cared for. I like a horsey. The empire needed troops to defend its land against enemy attack. A man who fought in the Roman army received a thorough training in battle skills. If he showed promise, he might be promoted and receive extra pay. When he retired after 20 or 25 years of service, he was given money or land to help him start a business. That seems like a nice thing to do for your veterans. The Roman army contained citizens and helpers. Roman citizens joined the regular army, which was organized into legions of about 5,000 men. Men who were not citizens could also fight for Rome. They were known as auxiliaries or helpers. Roman troops carried 3 main weapons: a javelin, a sword, and a dagger. Soldiers used shields to make a protective shell. It was called a testudo or tortoise. Oh, look at that. They have them on top and on the side, so if the javelins go, they did the top. I don't believe it. Roman soldiers guarding the cold northern frontiers of Britain kept warm by wearing shorts, woolen trousers like underpants beneath their tunics. What? Did I read that wrong? Or am I wearing short woolen trousers like underpants beneath their tunics? Why would they be short? Soldiers needed many skills. The army advanced 30 kilometers every day. Soldiers worshipped their own special god. Didn't know that. And then they have like a little map and their barracks where the soldiers sleep. There's an exercise yard, the gate, and a protective wall around it. Ruled by Rome. Over 50 million people were ruled by Rome. Celts, Germans, Iberians, Dacians, and many other people lived in territory conquered by Roman armies. They spoke many different languages and had different customs and beliefs. Roman rulers sent armies to occupy their lands and governors to rule them. They forced conquered people to pay Roman taxes and obey Roman law. A Roman tax collector assesses a farmer for taxes. A few conquered kings and queens refused to accept Roman rule. For example, in AD 60, Boudica, queen of the Iceni tribe, who lived in eastern England, led a rebellion against the Romans in Britain. Her army marched on the city of London and set fire to it before being defeated by Roman soldiers. Boudica survived the battle but killed herself by taking poison so that she would not be captured by Roman troops. Oh my goodness. Cleopatra used beauty to charm to stop the Romans invading. There she is, Cleopatra. Cleopatra was queen of Egypt in North Africa. Cleopatra knew that the Egyptian army would not be able to defeat Roman soldiers. 2 Roman army generals, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, fell in love with her. She stopped the Romans invading for many years, but Egypt was eventually conquered. A carving from Trajan's, I think that's how you say that. It's not O. Column of Roman legionnaires boarding ships. Oh yeah, they're all boarding the ship. So that's part of this column. It's like a close-up. I still have my cold, so I'm sorry. I have to clear my throat. Roman conquerors built monuments to celebrate their victories. What is this picture of? A carving from Trajan's column of Roman soldiers building the walls of a new fort. Oh yeah, they're putting up all these walls. Paint yourself. Oh, we're not doing that. The farming life. Rome relied on farmers. Most people in Roman times lived in the countryside and worked on farms. Farmers produced food for city dwellers. Without them, the citizens would not have survived. Food was grown on big estates by teams of slaves and on small peasant farms where single families worked together. Farm produce was imported from all over the empire. Wool and honey came from Britain. Wine came from Greece, and 400,000 tons of wheat were shipped across the Mediterranean Sea from Egypt every year. It was ground into flour, which was used to make bread, the Roman staple. Farmers had no big machines to help them. The most valuable fruit was small, hard, green, and bitter. It came from olive trees. Olives could be pickled in salty water to eat with bread and cheese, and crushed to provide oil. Roman grapes grew on trees. Vines, climbing plants that produced grapes, were planted among fruit trees in Roman orchards. They provided support for the vine stems and welcome shade to stop the grapes getting scorched by the sun. That's so smart. I never knew that. I'm going to read you the quiz. I'll hide it. Let's see what kind of quiz. Imagine that you are a Roman farmer talking to visitors from the city. How would you answer their questions? What crops do you grow? How? No. Why do you keep oxen? Will... I'm holding it so close that my eyes can't focus. Sorry. Who will harvest that grain? How do you grind grain into flour? Why are you growing olives? Fascinating. All right. So here's like the map. And you can see these like go to the towns. And then here's the wall around their farm. And they have beehives for honey. And this is treading grapes for wine. Like they step on the grapes. Like I Love Lucy episode. Owner of the farm is sitting here on the horse. Vineyard and orchard. It looks like apples, but I don't know. Farm workers harvesting grain outside here. Vegetable patch. Here they are pressing the olives for the olive oil. And they have what looks like a donkey walking on grain. It says threshing wheat. And then over here they have sheep kept in the fields. I assume for like sheep's milk and lamb meat. And it looks like they're goats. And there's maybe pigs and chickens and geese or ducks, maybe big white ducks. There's a kitty cat. I don't see a dog anywhere. Just a kitty cat. people picking in the orchard. There's some cows. Yep, I don't see any doggies. Okay, I may have to stop here for now because my throat